Hi and welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Today's video is the Beatles in Mono CD box set, so please come and join me. So hello everybody and a very warm welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel today. Hope I find all you fantastic Beatles people doing really well, and thanks for joining me on the channel. Well, the subject for today's showing is the Beatles Mono Collection CD box set from 2009, which is a great miniaturized, well-made collectible box set, and is actually the set I had delivered to me on release day of the 9th of the 9th, 2009. And watch out for those very badly made inferior counterfeits out there, guys. You have been warned. Okay, so that will be coming up very shortly. But before then, it's time for something completely different. It's Ask BeatleDave, yeah! Yes, welcome to Ask BeatleDave, where I'll be answering any questions that you have about anything Beatles related, on perhaps about any item I've shown, or items I haven't shown, or any question that you may want to ask, and I'll endeavour to answer it for you. So today's question is from Michael Rice. Hi Michael, hope you're well mate. And he asks, BeatleDave, do you consider yourself a completist? Well, the short answer is definitely yes, but obviously you cannot buy everything that you come across. And one has to be sensible and responsible about the amount you can spend, unless of course you've got an absolute endless money pit, which I do not. But I do love to collect any variations, oddities, and at least one copy of everything released which is out there. And believe me, I'm still not finished after 43 years of collecting. How can you ever be finished when it comes to the Beatles? So Michael, I hope that answers your question for you. And of course, if you want to get involved in Ask BeatleDave, just send me a question in the comments and I'll include it in a future episode. It's that simple. So come on guys, please me by getting involved and ask me some fabulous questions. Anyway, well, now it's time for I Call Your Name. Yes, so it's on to them old shout outs, and it's a big BeatleDave hello to M, Skapina Polotska, Pete Terry, hi Pete, how you doing? Craig Phillips, Malion, Chris Wright, Dave Eaglestone, hi Dave, hope you're well, and Andrew Penrich. That's a great big hi from yours truly, BeatleDave. So on to the main event then today, which is the fabulous Beatles in Mono CD box set from 2009. So please come and join me. The Beatles in Mono was an 11 album, 13 CD limited edition box set and was released the same day as the stereo remastered set and the Beatles Rock Band on the release date of 09/09/09, which of course has the significance to John Lennon and the number 9. The remastering project for both the mono and stereo sets were led by EMI senior studio engineers Alan Rouse and Guy Massey, who used the digital masters for the CD releases and were sadly not direct from the analogue masters, unlike the 2014 mono vinyl box. The Beatles in Mono was released to reflect the fact that most of the Beatles catalogue was originally mixed and released in the monophonic format. Stereo recordings were a fairly new concept for pop music in the 1960s and did not become standard until later in the decade. Many feel that the mono mixes reflect the true intention of the band. For instance, the Sgt Pepper Mono mixes were done together with the Beatles themselves throughout the recording of the album, whereas the stereo mixes were done in only 6 days by George Martin and Geoff Emerick with no Beatle in attendance. The initial limited edition set was to be 10,000 boxes. However, online demand made the set go platinum, with many more than originally stated boxes being produced. Up to the present day, it's still readily available online for sale on Amazon UK. So let's take a look. So here is then the Beatles in Mono CD box set from 2009, catalogue number 5099969945120, and we're going to take a look at the box first, of course. So as you can see, you've got the Beatles in Mono there on the front with that green Granny Smith, the full apple, and then on the reverse we'll take that little piece of paper out so you can see you've got the Beatles in Mono with the sliced apple and the www.thebeatles.com details there. Then on the spine, got the Beatles in Mono again, and we've got our little box drawer which slides out where you'd put all your mono CDs in there. And then we've got the leaflet then there which says the Beatles in Mono, the complete mono recordings, 185 songs, remastered for superior sound, replica miniature LP packaging. And then you've got all the details of all the albums which are included, as well as the stereo mixes of Help and Rubber Soul, which are the original stereo mixes. So here is the booklet then, which we're just going to take a little flick through. It's a great picture of the guys on the back there, but we'll just take a little flick through this booklet and just see what we got there. Plenty of text on the first few pages, which is by Kevin Howlett, and the guys there in their brown suits. About the Mono Masters there in Abbey Road on the television programme there. Not sure where they are there. Possibly a music shop by the looks of things. The Beatles with their umbrellas. The guys at Chiswick House, the grounds of Chiswick House. And it's about Lady Madonna sort of period. Hey Jude on the Frost show, of course. Guys performing Revolution on the same show. And that's at Tittenhurst Park there in August, last photo shoot. And then we've got the guys in Richmond there, Twickenham, in around about April 1969. And there's all the details on each of the albums there, which is included in this set. Of course, we've got the Magical Mystery Tour edition on mono there as well, which is always fantastic, always a great addition, and the Beatles Mono Masters as well. So the first album, of course, is Please Please Me, and you've got to love these miniature sleeves. These are absolutely gorgeous, absolutely replicated perfectly, really are, with the flip backs on the reverse and all the little details, as you can see there, exactly miniaturized. I wouldn't fancy trying to read it, but I'm sure we all know what it says on this back of the sleeve anyway. So that's the sleeve. You've even got the spine, absolutely perfect there. And then the actual disc itself. In these you've got an actual Emitex inner, but you've also got a little plastic bag which the CD falls in, but if you put the plastic bag within the inner, it sits in there lovely. So there we are then, we got the gold parlophone label on this particular CD of Please Please Me. Really does sound great in mono. It's a shame these are not analog instead of digital, but the vinyl edition I think just wins it, just pips the post on the sound quality. But it still is really convenient to have these in a little CD format. So we're on to With the Beatles now. The image on this one is much like that the guys wanted, a lot darker, with the face, the contrast of the light and the dark. Once again, it's beautifully made, the sleeve, a lovely gloss on these. And on the back you've got the matte finish with the flip backs and all the details you would have found on the original sleeve, miniaturized. Once again you've got that Emitex made inner, really fantastic, really look really great. And then we got the black and yellow parlophone for With the Beatles and onwards for a few. Really fantastic. On to the fabulous A Hard Day's Night LP then. Really wonderful. What a great album this really is. True classic Beatles album. All tracks written by Lennon McCartney. One of my favourite Beatles albums. Absolute classic, this one. We've got that little Emitex, beautifully made. And our copy of Hard Day's Night there in mono. On to Beatles for Sale then. Of course, we've got the gatefold cover with this one. Replicated absolutely perfectly. And there's the back shot of the guys. And the little spine. Once again, the quality is mind-blowing on these. Once again, we've got that black and yellow polyphone on there with all the tracks there. The Beatles. Obviously, with the counterfeits out there, they are poorly replicated and are not very good at all. So there's your disc, the Beatles for Sale disc there. So on to Help then. And I've actually just been playing this one and it just sounds really, really fantastic. Even the original stereo mix that's on board as well on this particular CD. Bit of a strange one really. I'm surprised I didn't actually include it in the stereo box. But no one's arguing, at least we got the original issues on these. But once again, these are just so well made, these sleeves. Just perfectly made. And on this then you've got 28 tracks. You've got the original album in mono and the original album in the stereo mix. All remastered. So on to another one of my favourite LPs then. And this also includes the original stereo mix on the actual disc. So that's always a good bonus. But what a fantastic looking sleeve. I really love this album sleeve. Really, really fantastic. Once again, the quality is mind-blowing on these miniaturizations of them. And then we've got the little Emitex with our black and yellow polyphone, mono and stereo CD. So on to the classic Revolver as well. Another absolutely great album. I love the mono mix on this particular one as well. Really, really fantastic. Love the album. Sounds fantastic. Actually, I'm going to give this one a play in a little bit, so I'll keep that one out, keep that handy. Once again, we've got that black and yellow polyphone on there with all the tracks there. The Beatles, of course, it is in Japan, made in Japan at the bottom there. So these were definitely all made in Japan, as I thought. So of course, we're on to the one and only Sgt Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band then. Really, really fantastic sharp image there. Looks really, really great. All these Japanese made ones are absolutely second to none. These are really, really fantastically made. Right down to the wrong way round with the spine text. And of course we've got that gatefold with the flip backs at the top, of course, just like the original. And we've got them miniature cutouts. If I can actually get my fingers in. Got the miniature cutouts there. And I believe it's possibly even got made in Great Britain there at the bottom. Or possibly made in England. Can't see that. And the designers as well, bottom right. And of course, we've got our psychedelic inner sleeve there. Made by The Fool. And it's even got the patents pending. Or patents applied for, I think, on their bottom right. And then we've got our black and yellow Parlophone disc with the superb mono mix of Sgt Pepper. So on to the Magical Mystery Tour LP then, and I'm really glad they included this one in here in mono. An absolute fabulous edition. So this one's obviously based on the USA edition, which would have been available on import in 1967. So you've got all the details there with the capital logo as well, and the mono bottom right. And you've got on the inside, of course, you've got the booklet, which you would have got within any edition of Magical Mystery Tour. And then we've got our CD, which is hiding in one of these in there somewhere. There we are. And then we've got a white inner sleeve with the capital disc and the Magical Mystery Tour, the Beatles. Fantastic mono mix. I love the mono mix of this one. So of course, on to the white album then. Fantastic album. Sadly, there's no serial numbers on these, which really would have been fantastic if they could have done that. You've got the embossed The Beatles there on the front. Then you've got the back there. And of course, the spine, exactly as it would have been on the original, The Beatles, and the stereo and mono numbers. And of course, being the mono edition, it's going to open at the top. And you've got all the little inserts that you would have got with the original, the black inners as well, right down to the black inners. So we'll show that first. We've got the little black inner there for CD1. Absolutely perfect. And we've got our little poster, miniaturized poster. And then on the reverse, just like the original, all the lyrics to the songs. And then disc 1. So on to the second pocket then of the white album. And we've got inside there, of course, we've got the portraits of the guys. Just like the originals, exactly like the originals. There's Paul. There's George. Not forgetting Ringo, of course. And there's our little black inner. Exactly like the original, of course, replicated exactly the same. And there's our halved apple there with sides 3 and 4 of the white album in mono. And this has to be one of my favourite mono mixes of all the Beatles albums. Really love it. So the final CD is the double CD called Mono Masters. And this actually includes the original mono tracks of Yellow Submarine, which were once upon a time going to be on an EP, which obviously didn't happen. But once again, this does really sound absolutely fantastic, all these mono masters. Got some of my favourite songs on here, like Paperback Writer and Rain, Lady Madonna, Hey Jude, Revolution, Hey Bulldog, of course, Only a Northern Song, All Together Now, and It's All Too Much, Get Back, and Don't Let Me Down. They're all on here. Some really fantastic tracks on here. So let's take a look on the inside. That's a great picture of the guys there. Really fantastic looking picture. And of course we've got our spine there. And then we're going to take a look on the inside. We've got 2 discs, of course. The first one being on the Parlophone label. And that's a really great looking label, just like the others. Really fantastic. All made in Japan, these. And the second disc, of course, is on Apple. Really fantastic looking Apple too, that one. Absolute wonderful set this. I'd advise you, if you haven't got it, pick one up, because I'm telling you, it's an absolutely wonderful set and you won't regret it, especially if it's the original one as opposed to a counterfeit one. Really wonderful set. So thank you all for tuning in today on BeatleDave's Beatles channel. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing the Beatles in Mono 2009 box set. It really is a classic box set. And of course, any comments I get from you guys, I will come back to you just as soon as I can. So next week's video, we are back with a sooner than usual edition of the Beatles original UK album series. And it's the collection of Beatles Oldies but Goldies LP. So don't miss that next week. Same Beatles time, same Beatles channel. So anyway, as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, why not give us a like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. This is BeatleDave signing off.